Hello everybody, and welcome back to King Note Gaming. It is I, King Note, and I am building today on my island of Lacrimosa, which is a island that is post-apocalyptic, it is abandoned, it is dark, it is dreary, and I am obsessed. Lacrimosa, if you don't know, is part of a Latin funeral mass, which is a thing in Catholicism and classical music. The most famous piece written with that text of the Lacrimosa text is by Mozart. So if you ever heard Mozart's Requiem, which is very famous and very, very good, Lacrimosa is one of my favorite parts of that series of pieces, and that's what I named the island after. And here I'm laying down my custom path. I think this is one of my favorite paths I have ever made in my life. It is so fun to use. It is a broken up brick design, and it is all transparent, so it goes over the dark dirt and reflects that color, and I think it looks really, really good, so I'm super happy with how that turned out. I didn't really record the process of making that this time, just because it was like super back and forth, and that would be kind of annoying to watch, but I do make all of my own custom codes, and as soon as I'm done with this dream address, I will release all of those codes with the dream address and post that in the video when I eventually finish, which hopefully will be one day. Anyway, this island, my whole story for it is there was a nuclear disaster that killed off everyone on the island, which is fun, and on this island for the dream address, every single resident, every single villager, all of them are all deceased. They're all ghosts. So my player character, Ophelia, the resident rep, she is dead. I have Raymond on this island. He makes a lot of appearances in this video. He just likes to hang around. But I thought it would be kind of funny to include Raymond on this island. He fits the color scheme perfectly. I mean, it's mostly like black and white, and he's gray and white and black, so, you know, he fits very well. But, yeah, he makes a cameo at the end of the video. I never really got the Raymond hype, but as soon as he got an amiibo and I got my hands on it, I tried to destroy the Raymond economy as quickly as possible by giving people Raymond on Nookazon back when it was more active. I don't think I'll ever make a Nookazon. Okay, I will not promise that I won't make a Nookazon video, but it doesn't sound like something I'd want to do, because I use Nookazon mostly to do yard sales, to get rid of all of the stuff that I hoard, because I am terrible about like keeping literally every item I ever get, especially on my main island of Fugue, because yeah, I want to make sure that I have everything available to me. Oh yeah, I do go over a little bit of code process here. As you can see, I'm adding transparent tiles to the road path just so it matches the colors of everything else. And I made a bike area for later and road pathings. And then here I'm making like holes in the road so it looks like it's deteriorating, which I think looks really neat. I then add shading to it later, but I'm getting like the basic shapes down here, so I did include some path making, because as someone who makes my own paths and stuff, I feel like it's kind of fun to share my process of making them, and pixel art is so fun for me. I do like normal illustration a lot too, both digital and traditional, mostly watercolors and Copic markers, but I love doing art, so I flat out refuse to use other people's custom designs because I know I can make my own, and yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm very much a I need to do everything myself kind of guy. If you know, you know. I'm terrible about that, but hey. It looks really cool. I'm very pleased with how everything turned out. So it's a lot of just putting down the dark dirt path, putting down custom codes, villagers and CJ getting in my way. My god. Like, what are you doing, CJ? He's All up in my business. Craziness. Alright. And I think my favorite thing about having partially transparent paths is that it fits the exact shape of the in-game path you put down, like the little circular bits. Let me tell you, as somebody who did a lot of pathing in New Leaf and previous games, the one thing I always wanted was transparent pixels. Thank God. Thank you, New Horizons. Like, a lot of people are like, I'm bored of the game, I played it, like, all the time, but now I'm bored of it. Well, like, I mean, I can understand that, but for me, New Horizons is very much a creative kind of game, and I have way too many ideas for this. Like, I have a New Horizon, like a journal for this game, and I have at least 6 island ideas I've written down, and I probably have more, I just forgot them. But I'm not running out of ideas for this anytime soon. Here I'm adding a lot of weeds and flowers in little patches of dirt. That's why I put down the dirt path first and then the custom designs over it, because I wanted to have a lot of stuff poking out of the pathing, and I think this turned out very nicely. I had to do a lot of time traveling during this process. Okay, let's talk about the bookshelves. I thought that the bookshelves would look okay being dark brown, even though I want more like grays and brown, like grays and blacks and like monotone, and then some green, like pops of green, so you can see like, oh yeah, there's new life popping up on this abandoned island. And I spend a long time with these bookshelves before I finally decide to switch to medieval building side, so you'll see me take all these down, but it's all a part of the process. And here, getting these down. I have a lot of build ideas for this island. One of the biggest being a school, and obviously the nuclear facility that burned out. I'm going to use a ton of glowing moss items to represent like nuclear waste, which is going to be super fun. I love like decaying and rotten things and like horror and darkness. I also love cute things and whatever, you know. I am a multiplicitous man, so I'm very glad that I have multiple islands to work on at a time, because I don't know if I could commit to one at once. So I have 4 big switches. I collect them. I also work at a store where I get discounts on video games, and also I usually buy stuff used, so don't worry about my finances. They're fine. But yeah, I have my 4 main switches, and then I have switch lights, which is super nice because if I really wanted / needed to, I could just use the island transfer tool if I feel like I don't want to do an island at this moment, and then just put it on the switch light for the back burner. I'm probably not going to do that though. I really like all of the themes that I'm currently doing. So there's this island, Lacrimosa, and then the last build video I have on this channel was Parfait, which is a tropical resort sweets themed island, which is going to be like super rainbowy, which is like the exact opposite of this. Fun fact, I actually got some Joy-Con caps, like the thumb caps, from, I think, Hot Topic, either Hot Topic or Box Lunch, somewhere at the mall. Anyway, but I got the Kuromi and My Melody ones, and I have the Kuromi caps on the Switch with Lacrimosa, and the My Melody caps on Parfait's Switch.
Hey, looking to play the game, you play too hard. Get ready, it's time to play quiz on sayings, quiz game. Okay, first thing is, 2 wrongs don't make what?
A right?
Oh, you got it, that's real neat. Here's the next quiz. Birds of a feather, what?
Flock together.
Dang, you're good. Here's the next question of quizzing. A bell sold is a bell what?
Earned.
Oh man, you got it again. Ahaha, you're so smart. Wow, Fleur, you got him out, that's real great. Good job. You're sort of the master of sayings or something. I'm not good with the word words. I was good on the last one. I mean, who doesn't ring your bell when it's on?
I adore the lazy villagers. I just had to use my gremlin voice for that because, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to the speed build. Okay, so I'm gonna eat some revenge pie, and we're gonna get a whole bunch of trees. I made a little tree farm over here, and there's Raymond just chilling with his sandwich. He seems to always just be chilling. And then I realize that is not a place for a tree to be planted, so I had to do some moving around. And I will say, everyone who's like, you should just have an area to grow things and then dig them up and put them places later. Genius, brilliant, absolutely good. I don't know why I didn't do that earlier, because usually I'd just like try and grow it where it was, and if it didn't grow, I'd just say, all right, screw it, I'll put it somewhere else. But yeah, and then I moved the motherly statues by the bridges. Can I just say, double bridge entrance is like so good. I love how it turned out. It's very just like, you know, city core, very good. And the medieval building side, like the damaged version, is so good. I love it so much. And also, like after making all of those bookshelves, I am so grateful that the decayed trees are hardwood instead of normal wood. I am always just like absolutely hurting for normal wood. I don't know about you guys. I don't use treasure islands. I have nothing against treasure islands. I just am one of those do everything myself kind of people. I used to hack New Leaf, so I really have nothing but respect for the people who do treasure islands and give things to people. I just need to know like I did something myself. Anyway, yeah, I think the medieval building sites turned out way better than all of those bookshelves anyway. And now I have a ton of bookshelves for other projects, which is fine. Like, I don't know. I feel like they make the best fake building sides for like inside areas. Like when I made my mall on 404, like it just has the correct wall texture. If that makes any sense at all, I don't know if I'm making sense. But yeah, for like outwardly buildings and stuff, the 2.0 items, like the castle items and the medieval building sides, are just an absolute godsend. We're almost to the end here. I'm just gathering flowers and materials. Shout out in the comments if you also put flowers on the beach because you don't want them to spread everywhere and you're terrified of having to dig everything up. Because I have learned my lesson on other islands. If they are somewhere they can spread, make sure it's small. Okay, and that's about it. Here's the outro. Thanks for watching.